one of the reasons that I've been able to become sober is because I did, before I did AA and all that, I did Smart Recovery. And Smart Recovery requires that you learn how to identify your irrational beliefs, or their cognitive traps, as we call them, or false beliefs. Your irrational beliefs, or their cognitive traps, as we call them, or false beliefs. And we look at false beliefs about ourselves, about other people, and about the world around us, because we're just full of that stuff. All of us, whether you're an addict or not, you've got them. And when I started understanding how I saw the world and how irrationally and emotionally I made decisions rather than rationally, it just really changed. Like, I could look at things that made me have feelings immediately and be like, well, that's irrational, right? And then I was able to identify why I was having that. And so that it really helped me out a great deal. So when you said, oh, that's something I'm interested in too, I thought, well, we'll talk about that here. So tell me a little bit about your experience with yourself with regard to that.
So I can remember the main belief that I told myself for a really long time was I did not deserve my son's love.
Mm-hmm.
It was an unconditional love, but I didn't deserve it because I was in my addiction for, the first 9 years of his life. And he loved me unconditionally, and I could never understand why. And I continuously, even in my sobriety, would say I was undeserving of his love. And until one day I woke up and I was like, I am deserving of his love.
Mm-hmm.
Because we blame ourselves for so much stuff, and we tell these lies to ourselves and in all actuality, it was to make myself feel better about the life I had lived, if that makes sense.
Well, and also to distance yourself because you didn't feel the love yourself.
Right.
And it's really hard when someone's coming at you with love and you don't feel it for yourself.
Right.
I'd like to thank Jennifer for sharing her thoughts on this week's topic. I'm Morgan Malthrop. I'm the curriculum director here at Nova Vital. So let's dive in a bit deeper with some group exercises and look at our workbook and see how it can help us as a group and individuals. First, and this is an important concept for us to grasp, we don't just struggle with what happened to us. We also struggle with how we think about what happened. When we live through trauma, criticism, or loss, our minds can learn to run on distorted loops like, I'll never get it right, or I'm not good enough. Psychologists call these cognitive distortions or thinking traps. They aren't facts, they're habits of thought. So this week's module helps us spot those patterns and replace them with something more balanced and true. Now, the next page basically shows us that some of the most common traps include all or nothing thinking, like if I slip once, I'm a failure. There's also overgeneralization. I always mess up. When we believe in those kind of lies, we're more likely to relapse into old coping behaviors just to escape the pain of feeling worthless. So on the next page, we look at the stories I tell myself about the world and about others. And that asks us to notice how our beliefs shape our relationships as our spirituality. If we see ourselves as unworthy, we might assume others will reject us. When we can learn to say, this thought might not be true, maybe I'm looking through the lens of pain, not reality, then we begin to heal. And that's the start of cognitive recovery, learning to think differently so we can live differently. And the next worksheet helps us out with that. You'll write down the false beliefs that echo in your mind, and then you're going to challenge them. Challenging your beliefs about yourself, about others in the world, will create the kind of change that you need to recover. Okay, and the projects and creative options we have for this week are write a letter of truth to yourself, create a trap versus truth drawing, or design a trap chart. This is not a trap house, mind you. It's a trap chart to teach others how to challenge negative patterns. Or perform a reframe role play. These last 2 pages are important. We look at the ABC model, and we talked a little bit about this. The ABCs of cognitive distortions. With it, you and your counselor can identify faulty beliefs and dispute your thinking, challenging it with rationality and with truth. This is a roadmap to recovery. Learning to respond, not to react. It's a lot. So let's get to work with our question of the day. What are the lies you're telling yourself about yourself? Thanks. Have a great week at Nova Vital.